Hey, beautiful peoples, welcome to my YouTube channel. Please subscribe to our channel. In the realm of reality television, where personas often outshine people, Kirk Medas emerged not just as a star, but as a genuine force of humanity, intellect, and culture. Born on January 19, 1992, in Georgia, Medas brought a unique blend of humor, intelligence, and unapologetic authenticity to the screen. As a black man in Hollywood, a space historically fraught with racial stereotyping and exclusion, he carved out a space where he could be fully himself. His life, though tragically cut short at the age of 33 on May 2nd, 2025, left a lasting imprint on the entertainment world and those who knew and loved him. Growing up in Georgia, Kirk Medas was raised in an environment steeped in Southern Black culture, a culture that celebrated community, resilience, and expressive individuality. From a young age, he demonstrated a precocious intellect and a gift for connecting with people. Friends and family described him as someone who was wise beyond his years, often bringing levity and insight to any room he entered. Kirk's upbringing was not without its struggles. Like many young black men in the South, he faced societal challenges, including racial profiling and limited opportunities. But rather than allowing those difficulties to define him, Medas used them as fuel to push forward. He developed a passion for media and storytelling, inspired by the potential to reshape narratives about Black lives in America. In 2017, Medas made his debut on MTV's Floribama Shore, a reality series that followed 8 young adults living together on the Gulf Coast. The show, often chaotic and emotionally charged, became a hit thanks to its diverse cast and unfiltered drama. Kirk stood out immediately, not because he was the loudest or most outrageous, but because he was grounded, quick-witted, and deeply loyal. Over 4 seasons, Kirk became a fan favorite. He often acted as the peacemaker in the house, resolving conflicts and encouraging his castmates to grow and reflect. Viewers were drawn to his authenticity and warmth. While others were chasing viral moments, Kirk was cultivating real relationships and demonstrating emotional intelligence rarely seen in reality TV. But it wasn't just his personality that shone. Medas's genius was in how he navigated the entertainment world. He understood the mechanisms of reality TV and used his platform wisely. He brought conversations about race, identity, and respect into a space often void of such depth. To call Kirk Medas a genius is not hyperbole. Genius isn't limited to academics or science. It's the ability to see the world in a unique way and influence others through that perspective. Kirk was a cultural genius. He had the rare ability to shift the energy in a room, to elevate dialogue, and to make people feel heard. Whether discussing relationships, social justice, or the importance of loyalty, he communicated with a clarity and charisma that captivated audiences. As a black man in the often whitewashed realm of reality television, Medas broke barriers. He was proud of his heritage and used his voice to stand up against injustice. In a now-famous 2020 interview, he reflected on being the only black male cast member in Floribama Shore, saying, "I never wanted to be the token black guy. I wanted to be real, and I wanted to show that we're more than just a stereotype." That mindset became his brand. He wasn't afraid to challenge ignorance or call out microaggressions. Yet he did so with grace and strength, embodying the idea that resistance doesn't always have to be loud, it just has to be consistent. Hashtag more than MTV. Though Floribama Shore was his claim to fame, Kirk Medas didn't stop there. He appeared on other MTV franchises such as Fear Factor and How Far Is Tattoo Far, showcasing his adventurous side and sense of humor. In 2022, he starred in a smaller project titled Everybody Hates Kyle, where he explored a scripted role that further showcased his range as an entertainer. Behind the scenes, he was developing ideas for original content, including a docuseries focused on mental health and masculinity in the Black community. Though the project never materialized due to his untimely death, it was emblematic of who he was, someone who wanted to use his platform to uplift and educate. Medas was also a strong advocate for sobriety and wellness. After dealing with his own struggles with alcohol, he openly documented his journey toward a healthier lifestyle. His social media became a haven for others seeking advice, support, or just a little hope. He wrote often about spirituality, inner peace, and the importance of doing the inner work. Kirk's personal life remained mostly private, but those closest to him knew him as someone who loved deeply and protected his circle fiercely. He had a strong bond with his mother, whom he often described as his greatest inspiration. He credited her with instilling in him the confidence to speak his truth and live without apology. In his final years, Kirk became increasingly reflective. His posts on Instagram and Twitter took on a more introspective tone, often quoting scripture or motivational thinkers. In one of his last public messages, he wrote, "I'm not perfect. I'm far from it. But every day I try to be better than the day before. That's all you can do in this life." This spiritual growth was not performative. It was real. Friends say he was attending therapy regularly, reading books on mindfulness, and encouraging others to do the same. He was in the process of building a lifestyle brand rooted in healing called Conscious with a K, meant to promote emotional intelligence among young men of color. In April 2025, Kirk was hospitalized due to complications from necrotizing pancreatitis, a rare and life-threatening illness. He was placed in the ICU and spent over 2 weeks fighting for his life. His condition worsened, leading to liver failure and ultimately respiratory collapse. He was placed on a ventilator and passed away on May 2nd, 2025, surrounded by loved ones. The news sent shockwaves through the entertainment community. Fans, friends, and former castmates flooded social media with tributes. Cody Butts, his Floribama roommate and close friend, posted, "You were the glue, Kirk. You kept us sane when the cameras drove us crazy. I'll miss you forever." MTV released an official statement honoring his memory, calling him a light in our universe and an inspiration to a generation of viewers who saw themselves in him. Kirk Medas may be gone, but his legacy is far from forgotten. He challenged the industry to think differently about representation, especially for Black men in entertainment. He reminded viewers that strength comes in many forms. Sometimes it's in standing up, sometimes it's in listening, and sometimes it's just in showing up authentically. In the months following his passing, fans launched a petition to have Floribama Shore episodes featuring Medas added to a permanent MTV digital archive, labeled The Genius of Kirk Medas. His mother, with support from family and friends, has vowed to complete his unfinished docuseries, turning it into a tribute project to promote mental health awareness among Black youth. Perhaps what made Kirk so special was his refusal to be defined by one thing. He was a reality star, yes, but he was also a thinker, a healer, a brother, a son, and a man who carried the weight of many with quiet strength. He was Black in Hollywood, and he made that matter, not by shouting but by shining.